easy. Really easy.
I'm not sure I'm totally satisfied with that answer, but thank you.
But I think it's a real like sorry to remind. It's a really personal thing. I mean, you have to find people who you click with, and it's just, I mean, like, I think a lot of people working in the electronic music zone are, it can be very isolating, and also it's often very kind of introverted sort of people, and actually, I've learned a lot in the last couple of weeks stepping into this band situation, which is, I'm kind of quite a long way out of my comfort zone, and it's really made me realise like how introverted I actually am, and it's made me realise a lot about myself, and like the kind of emotional process that I went through, like going like, no, I can't do everything here, and then go to like, right, I kind of go to do less, and then suddenly feeling like, well, I'm not doing enough here, and then actually like then going through that and into this whole like, this is the big thing that's happening. So I don't know, it gets really complex. I think it has a lot to do with people and temperaments, and I think that there's a real need at the moment to kind of not really to provide technology, but to provide kind of spaces for people to get together, to provide, I mean, like rehearsal spaces, expensive at the moment. I mean, in any of the musical hubs, it's really, the musical hubs like, London or New York, maybe Berlin is still a bit cheaper, but I think
that's actually, it's musical density, because in Berlin, where everything else is cheap, sometimes getting practice studios is the most expensive thing that you can do. So, yeah, sure. Get space. I don't know, here's what, yeah?
Don't do it. Oh no, it's like an egg! Complete lack of spatial awareness.
I'm going to take that right back to the ancient skill sets, basically. I mean, you have to remember that music, whether it's being done by an insane computer built in 2012 or on a conga drum from 200 years ago that's sheep's skin or something, music has two things. It has rhythm and it has harmony. And the harmony is obviously changing as the synthesis is changing and you're creating different sounds, but when it comes down to it, music is, and who said this the other day about the vinyl being the best representative about it? I think Jamie was talking about that. When the record's spinning, you see music in time happening, and that's what's really happening. It's shooting at your ears over the course of time, and certain notes are of a different frequency, and that's what it is. So when you get down to the ancient skill sets, if you can play particular rhythms and you've done a little bit of work to just, trying not to speed up while you're playing with someone and slowing down. I mean, these are the essentials, quite honestly, and listening to, if your friend is speeding up, maybe you'll speed up a little bit with him. I mean, it's really, a lot of the things are still gonna be quite similar as the ancient skill sets. That's my take.
And I think you brought up the point also of you yourself need to have these skills. So I mean, you don't need native instruments to handpick you and then say, all right, you guys are going to be in this, we practice in a squash court, you guys are going to be locked in this sweaty squash court for 3 days. I think the first step is, especially if you're dealing with one of these new instruments, is being just comfortable with yourself and how you interact with your tools, how you interact with your equipment. And I'm not even taking, you guys are loud, I'm not even taking it there. Getting serious right now. But before, I mean, there's you're more accountable in a band situation. Like when you're on your own, if you mess up, and all that it affects is you. You just, okay, I messed up, I know how to get myself back on track. But even the simplest things when you're in a group situation take a lot, I think, more concentration, more focus, and more mastery over your tools. So, I mean, I think this is certainly, other people can certainly make an electronic band, but the first step, I think, is just whatever your tool is, or your set of tools are, you just feel comfortable with them and you feel you have control over them, so when these surprise situations come up, when you need to adapt quickly and not throw everyone else off, you're comfortable enough to access your particular set of tools.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, it's always going to come down to mastering the basic elements of music in some way. Understanding basic feeling rhythm or harmony or melody or whatever you need to do. And I mean, there's always going to be that beginning whatever kid in the basement, needing to express himself. I mean, I think that's I think that's the first thing is is you have to have a need to express yourself, and if it becomes music, then you know, find some sort of instrument. Okay, I see Jeremy Ellis, he can do all this bullshit, and or like, you know, whatever, you know, like, okay, I can do that, you know, and you know, my parents made me play some, you know, piano lessons, so fuck the piano, I'm gonna play drum machine and rebel so hardcore, you know, but it's not rebellion, you know, but you know, I don't know, one needs to dig in first and not expect, because like, you know, it's like you guys said that a lot of people want to make music seem really hard, and the subtlety is extremely hard. But there's no bullshit about that. But the basic jams, man, are really visceral, really easy. Quarter note's quarter note, and there's 4 of them in a bar. If it's in 4/4, and it's really dum 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 dum, that's not so hard to understand. But then playing around with it, you know, is a different thing. But like, you know, music is easy, and because it is so easy, we all do it. But the whole thing is the magic of it is that it can be so different. You know, that, I mean, like minimal techno, I don't know shit about that, but I mean, like, it's like,
we just played some.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, exactly. But I mean, that's the thing. I mean, like, how many different? I mean, it's infinite, and it doesn't even make any sense to me. But like in Nashville, that it could be infinite, but it is, and different tracks bump, man, and that's the magic of it, you know. And it's simple, it's kick drums or whatever, you know. I mean, you know, I don't know. It's easy and it's hard at the same time, but it starts out kind of easy. That's the bottom line. Is if you persevere. Maybe you have a couple of teachers, you know, be it on the internet, those teachers might be on the internet, they might be somebody in your village or this and that, you know, start, you know, decide to start, have a need to express, and, you know, that.